This video is going to be for agency owners. If you're struggling to book calls, this is going to be a method that you can use on LinkedIn to literally book calls within 1 to 2 days. So watch to the very end of this video because I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to do this using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. But yeah, let's get into it.
So as you start your business development campaigns on LinkedIn, the whole aim of this is to get results fast. We don't want to have to wait around, and do, months of split testing to find what truly works. There are very long-term strategies for optimization that you will need to adopt, but at the end of the day, we want to get business quickly, right? So this is what this video is tailored around. This is LinkedIn prospecting for fast results. It's not necessarily the automation. It's not necessarily waiting for Dripify to cook in and building your network. This is getting calls quickly within a day or two. Right? Zero warm-up required, zero ramp-up required. It's how we can make a profound impact fast. Automated campaigns are great. They sometimes take a while due to split tests and, it takes a while to see the results. Whereas there's a way to bypass this on LinkedIn and see very fast results due to the amount of volume that we can squeeze into a campaign. I'm going to explain to you what this is. So instead of waiting on leads to accept our connection request, which will typically be, your network will typically grow by anywhere from 5 to 15 connections per day, we can actually use LinkedIn Sales Navigator emails. Now, this is where the perception of most gets skewed. You're probably listening to this thinking, oh yeah, I can do LinkedIn Sales Navigator emails, but I get 50 credits a month. They advertise this. LinkedIn advertise 50 credits per month with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. But what they don't say is that this is exclusively to closed profiles. Around 60% of profiles on LinkedIn are actually open profiles. What does it mean to target open profiles? With open profiles, there's no limit. You don't need a credit to reach out to them. So you can actually send anywhere from 800 to 1,000 emails per month. This is what we do, and we have multiple accounts that do this. So this breeds very fast results, booking us around 8 calls per day. Right, so instead of relying on those who we connect with to reply, that maybe would book 1 call a day for us. We max out the sending capabilities to send as many emails to open profiles as possible. So one thing you need to do is obviously identify open profiles. So we're skipping around a little bit here, but we want to build the list, right? So once you have a list of profiles that you can target on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, we need to obviously find the ones that are open and then send messages to those. So I've got Sales Navigator open here. I'm just going to show you how to build a list. There's some fundamentals we've got when building any list, which are here. So what we want to do with building any list is find those who are active on LinkedIn, find those who have changed jobs in the last 90 days and target those with a profile picture. That will just make response rates and meeting booking rates really, really high. So whatever industry we target, we want to hit those benchmarks. But let's say we just want to build up some filters here, right? So what I'd typically start with is industry. Let's say I want to target construction. Let's say I just want to go for everywhere in North America. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. North America. And let's say I want to target CEOs. Okay. So I've got a lot of them. Let's filter it down a little bit more. Let's do it off company size, company headcount, let's say 1 to 10. Small construction CEOs, got 19,000 of them. Now, what we can do is start to message these folks. So you can see that I've used all of my credits up. I've used all of my credits. However, I can still send messages to open profiles. So all you need to do is go through one by one, click on this message icon, and it will come up, and we'll put in our message here. As I've said in this document, go out with a pretty direct outreach script, but because of how much we can do, we'll get responses very, very quickly, right? So I didn't put the other filters on, but I can show you what they look like. So because these are CEOs, I wouldn't necessarily say we need to do change jobs, but if we've done ones that have posted on LinkedIn in the last 90 days or 30 days, they're going to be way more active, right? You can see all of these have profile pictures as well, so they're good targets. So what I'll do is just type in our message, hey, Orlando, right? We'd want to have a template for this and just change out the name. So it could be, hey, Orlando, just wondered if you're still hiring for, or just wondered if you were interested in seeing a player candidate we've got in New York. It would be great. They're looking for new opportunities and it'd be great potentially to put you in touch, right? And we could send that off. Now, once again, it doesn't have to be a really long personalized message. It can be pretty basic, but all we want to do is just focus on volume here. So boom, we'd message Orlando. Then we would go straight to the next one, see if it's open profile. Now, as you get Sales Navigator for the first time, you will be able to use your credits, so you will be able to reach out to these people. But as you use all your credits up, then it will just be to open profiles. Okay, so I can send another one here, so that'd be 2. And I'll just keep going until I hit around 80 to 100. That's usually the typical rough limit per day on Sales Navigator. There is no limit, but LinkedIn will start to basically say you can't send as many messages. Okay, if it notices you're sending loads within a short time frame. So this is effectively it. It's like growth hacking LinkedIn because we're just bypassing the limits to some degree. This is not putting your account to harm at all. It's within the limits of LinkedIn. It's just pushing it to what's capable. Okay. The only drawback is this is a tedious task. This is truly tedious. I say that not that you shouldn't do it, but it's literally you just have to go through one by one, message every single one by one, because automation cannot do this. Automation cannot do this. This is why it works so well, because everyone's relying on automations to work. But if you do it manually, you can bypass and do 10 times as much volume and genuinely book in 10 times as many calls within a given time period. Okay, so this is a perfect task for your BDR, SDR, or VA. I've got a SOP for a VA that you can follow. We use VAs to do this. I've got 2 that manage around 8 accounts, and they just do this all day, every day. They just send messages to open profiles, and it gets great results, honestly. Like booking, as I mentioned, 8 calls a day, 5 to 8 calls a day minimum. So this can be exactly the same for you. Instead of relying on the automations only, if you really want to expedite stuff and get quick results in very, very fast, this is how we do it on Sales Navigator. So put your filters in, make sure we're going after active profiles, and get your BDR or your VA to just target the open profiles. Send your message, boom, there's another one. And then straight on to the next, 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 and get them to do it for around 2 hours. Then you would have sent around 100 messages, and within a day, you'll be seeing probably on average 10 to 15 responses, 3 to 5 would be interested. So you can book calls extremely quickly with this method, and it's something that genuinely not a lot of people are doing because of the manual intervention required. But if we have our VAs doing this for $3, $4, $5 an hour, then it allows you to, still get the same results without having to pay for automation. All you've got to do is cover the cost of a very cost-effective virtual assistant or your BDR, and they will be generating the results for you. But the key here is just pump out volume on Sales Navigator. It will work.